What's up guys? In today's video I'm going to teach you and I'm going to show you what is a mask and how to use it in C. You're going to see that it's very simple to use, but first of all let's have clear that a mask is a mask that a process has, and only the signals that are not in that mask are going to be allowed to enter to the process. So let's say that, for example, we have a mask that covers all the signals. So now our process, if someone tries to send him a signal, he will not receive anything because we have that mask that is saying, hey, I cannot receive anything. But now let's say that the mask SIGINT is allowed because it's not, well, the signal SIGINT is allowed because it's not in the mask. So now if the signal SIGINT is sent to the process, it is going inside because it's not in the mask. But how do we do this? First of all, in order to use mask, you need to use this library, which is signal.h, and well, this is just to show the get bit. But now we need to declare that mask and we need to set the signals that we want to ignore. Another thing is that you cannot ignore all the signals. There are two that cannot be ignored, which are SIG-kill and the other one I don't remember. But yeah, SIG-kill and another one cannot be ignored. So first of all, let's declare a mask. So let's declare this variable called mask of the type SIGSET. So now this is a mask, but it doesn't have anything. What we can do is we can use this function SIGFILLSET to put in that mask all the signals that can be ignored. So now this mask contains all the signals that can be ignored. So for this program, what we are going to do is that we want to ignore, well, we want that SIGINT can go inside to stop our program. So for that, we use this function, which is SIGDELSET, and we use the mask again, and we set here the signal that we want to allow, like that we want to not be in the mask. So now we are deleting this signal from the mask. Another thing you can do is that instead of initializing the mask full of signals, what you can do is SIGEmpty set. So for example, if we check the man SIGEmpty set, this function, what it does is that it creates a mask without any signal. And now instead of deleting signals, what you can do is that, for example, let's say that you don't want to have all the signals ignored. So you could sig add set, and you would use the signal, which is, well, the mask, which is this one, and here you would put the signal that you want to add to the mask. So yeah, that's how you use it. And well, in this case, since we have all the signals ignored and we just want the SIGINT to come in, we are going to do this in this way. So what this function does, the SIGPROCmask function, is that okay, now we are going to link the mask with the process, but we can say in which way we want to link this mask with the process. So for example, if we use the SIGBlock, now this mask is going to be linked with the process, and every signal that we receive that is inside this mask is blocked. So we really don't care about the signal that we receive. But another thing that we can do is that, for example, there are a lot of arguments, like we have SIGSETMask or SIGUnblock, etc. And these two arguments, well, these two definitions, or however you want to call them, which are here, use this mask that you put here and this other mask that you put here. You usually put here an old mask, like the previous mask you have before, and here you put the new one with the ones that you want to use now. So for example, if you use unblock, I think that you unblock it. If you want to know more about it, read it there. So with this, we are linking the mask into the process, and what I do here is just, for example, I print the pit to send signals, and then we get stuck in this infinite loop. So let's try this. First of all, we need to compile the program. And how do we compile? gcc -o mask.c. Well, I have to give it a name to the executable, so let's call it mask. And here we have the executable created, and now what we are going to do is to execute that mask and you can see that the process is being stuck here. So now, for example, if I send the sig term signal, which this signal, what it does is to terminate the process, it won't work because it is in the mask. So for example, if we send the signal 15 minus 15 to the process, oh my god, to the process 246, you see that nothing happened here because this signal, the signal sig term is not allowed to come in, it's blocked. But if we use the sigint of the sig or the sig kill, because the sig kill cannot be ignored, we can see that the process will stop. So for example, if we use the sig kill, which is the 2, to the process 246, the process is stopped because this signal can come in. But in order to check that this signal cannot come in, let's try another thing. So, let's comment this, and what we are going to do now is, for example, let's not comment this, let's do this. What we are going to do now is to use the function sig suspend, and what this function does is just simply suspending the process and taking into account one mask and saying, okay, this process is not going to be suspended, and it's saying, okay, this process is going to be suspended until I receive a signal which is not in this mask. So for example, in this second mask, what we have is that the only signal we are not, which is not in the mask, is the sig user 1. So once we receive that signal, this process will stop being suspended. But you also have to know that the sig kill and another one, which I don't remember, cannot be ignored. So for example, let's recompile this, and now let's execute this. Oh, let me execute this. So now you see here, but now we are suspended, like we are not in this while, we are suspended. And if I try to send the sig int, which is the 2, you see that nothing happens. And you may be thinking, hey, but the mask here is linked to the process. What is happening? Whenever you use sig suspend, this one, the one which is linked, is ignored. The one that you care is the one you use here in the argument. So this one is ignored, but this one is the one you truly have to take care. So that's what is happening, that hey, it doesn't matter that I send him the signal sigint, that it won't do anything. I have to send him the signal sig user 1 in order to stop that suspend state. So let me check which signal was sig user 1, which was the 10, and if we now send the signal sig user 10 to the process, you're going to see that this one stops because this one is the one that we care about. So that was everything for masks in C. And as you can see, something very simple and very useful. And if you like the video, give it a like, share, subscribe, and see you in the next one.
Ay.